Alright, this show on the road. So, where did we off? Well, we had just finished, we had spoken to a rich lady and got her to give us money. In a small amount of time. We stopped from exploiting her by making her stand out cold, and now she's actually inside. Well, home education is very valuable, especially in a city like this, where there's practically no opportunity, and education is probably the one way not live. In return, she gave us a hat, which is good. It's because we needed to try to check.
Detective.
Speaking, let's try to do that.
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Hang on, you know me? You've met before?
Yes, I used to stay out there all the time before Mother told me. You've been around all week without your shirt on, sir. Apologizing to everyone.
I don't have my shirt on right now. Just tighten up the jacket. Did I ever talk to you?
You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
Thanks, I'm trying.
See, you don't have party eyes anymore.
Eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
Not surprised seeing you running around with eyes on, he thinks.
A spirit, of course, basically all cops have telepathy. I guess that's also why they always stand up for each other wrong, because you the fact that person's literally in your mind. So that's a secret that the police don't want you to know. They all can telepathically communicate with each other. Birdie eye.
In the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
Swiveling eyes of a loony. She meant. You were probably gurning.
She's probably had.
You should get some eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you.
I mean, I've been partaking narcotics.
Oh, baby, that's not what we're about.
Why didn't you tell me you knew?
Had to do that.
Thanks. She looks puzzled. Thanks. I must have got myself
I'm
today.
glad, sir.
Well, at least I got XP. XP. They're letting you internalize these thoughts. These thoughts will allow us to gain more XP. This one, basically, whenever we will get more XP. Whenever we click on one of those green thingies that gives us information, we get more XP. Not on them. And with XP, we can level up our skills and be able to do stuff. And if I can do that, I have a higher chance of succeeding. I won't have to save scum. You guys should be able to hear me. Let's get back to investigation. Gotta take care of that body by the end of the day. It is And oh.
The tracks are as they have ever been, a bit more warm, fortunately.
You've learned our reality. World. Don't worry, that was in the last session. It'll be when it's time. This guy's actually like, get stuck. Probably should just run it. About money, you know. Real.
Can I help you?
Another thing.
Great. Yes.
Let's pay the money.
Can I help you?
Let's see first.
Can I help
What the
you?
yes.
Got it. Great. Thank you all. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. It's good you paid before 9 p.m. Locked electronically.
Box installed in the back of the
Pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. Real per night.
Oh.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as anything else I can do for you?
We need to find money. We need to find 20 tomorrow. Oh. That's not gonna be good. I don't want to have to beg. People are kind of poor. Money. Also, loading times are kind of hard, but we'll manage. Okay, we got 2 skill points. That should be enough. Let's get that mine. Let's overwrite save, and let's...
There he still is, looking right through you. With the body below is entirely dedicated to the corpse smell. And it is all it does.
Well, we get more flavor.
There he still is.
Let's do this!
Then the odor comes over you. It's
Yes!
the smell of the mind telling you to run. And you're with your hands at your side and your eyes squinting, you stand.
If I had not succeeded at that, I would have just safe scummed. Did they always do that? Come on, kid.
Yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
Oh gosh, body is decomposing.
The man before you is naked for a pair and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, touched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. Cargo belt fastened to the bar. Industrial.
Oh my. Oh, we need to do our preliminary. Ah, good. He's stuff the extra bonus. So let's start. Let's see. I don't know if economics is going to get in our way. The looks like there's some other stuff. Unfortunately, I can't have that. Let's see. Probably need to put a status in effect. Hold on, everyone. Weird for me. I can't access guy. Guy. I know it seems cheap to use guides. Consider it. Oh, this isn't what I was looking for. This just adds to mind effect. Can't actually find. Oh, it looks like we have an audience in the Discord. In the Discord. Hey. Basically, to fill you in, what happened. Essentially, basically what we discovered is that there is. Basically, we are Revishal, which is the former capital of the world, and since it was formerly the capital of the dominant empire in the world, before eventually there was a series of revolutions around the world led by Raz Mizov. They started off fairly well, pressed by a group known as the Coalition. The Coalition being a centrist country. Liberal's revolution was doing revolution. Every under military occupation by the Coalition, and the Coalition, well, none of them really want to take responsibility for governing. So far, which is known as Martinis, which is this neighborhood, is basically that's, and there are two forces there. There's the one, which essentially basically the that go in the harbor. Is the union, the dock workers union, and the company is very much about as exploitative as it's what you usually would think of like a corrupt and not so great corporation. It's similar to Amazon, like on water Amazon, shipping. Basically, Amazon shipping, yeah, for lack of a better term. And the workers, the union has often been characterized as basically practically like true. We have yet to see. And now we are as the union strike apparently means they want membership. Basically, they want to fight the board. Actually, pretty big. And if we don't know, will interfere. So I think we're gonna have to inspect this body, inspect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying body, white socks, probably padding, interlocking plates.
Well, thanks for this. So hopefully, people will hear later. Quality isn't also garbage. My mic should be set up fairly well. I'm not quite sure if it's working. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems someone in our audience. Okay, though.
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
We're inspecting the boot. The Inland Empire is...
These are clearly not. There are a larger set.
Their armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Then it uses a memo technique 6. That's not just any book. It's a classic.
I don't know if that's helpful. I hope useful, I guess.
It's all you, baby.
What kind of armor is
Ceramic
this?
plate.
Exactly.
Zircon dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
And fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's 3 years in ammo.
He's saying it's advanced. Might need to turn the volume so people can hear better. What happened to the rest of
The
it?
local probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more days.
It's good. This body there for 7 days, so that's after I arrived. That's not since it was hung up.
Should keep a lookout. The armor could yield information. This might actually know.
One thing like who knows? I know. Who? Maybe it was
He had something precious. They had to the jeans and shirts we found. Kind of armor is of fabrics.
fair enough.
Nice. That makes sense.
Told him to strip.
He hanged them completely. La puta madre. Mazda. The besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking into pants.
Clearly, Kuno tried to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to.
Material looks out of place
It
here.
is. It's expensive.
Lieutenant draws the line on the conversation. Something that an ordinary dock worker would do a full military hardware.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that, we've lost 6 men.
Oh dear, it's basically the police have been requesting bomb armor for our protection, but our financiers, the government, has not accepted. Well, the coalition hasn't accepted money for us to the armor. So instead we dying to gunfire.
For a full set, about 4 years' wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income, 5,500, unadjusted for rank.
Wait, 5,000 pay is 5,500?
Not too.
Sounds puny. No wonder I can't pay. Though.
It's a sorry situation, I agree.
Cops are paid. Not a good situation. I mean, that's probably explains why the police. One of the reasons why they're corrupt. Corruption is literally taken into account. How could they afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find on the area. For the harbor company. But that just say.
Initial report?
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
He's not aware of that. He's just being tactful.
Yeah. He advanced first.
This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford. It is for a full
For the north region of Revachol, his average.
by you mean log them as evidence? Let's kill them?
No, that's not what.
The lieutenant. It's part of his unplastic expression range. Professional sarcasm. This time, the latter.
Not gonna.
Bell-like sound fills the air, like on the side. Cup.
Sounds fresh.
It's anything but. Material is a kinetic distributor. It's kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint organic lines. The smaller ones. These plates then divide into small plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Influenced by wood, variety, and ebony. Trees were made of porcelain. This is what they cross.
Huh.
Surface fractures into ever more intricate connections. PK Sabaton, where you the world of a letter and number E50 1000.
Let's look through the serial number. Right, Sabaton. Alright, little beetle. Eat it, beetle. Oh, I think I killed it. I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to grab you. Come on, people. I'm taking care of a bug. I got bug problems. Ooh. Did it fall? Just disappeared. That's odd. Better not be a tick that's gonna suck my blood or something. Serial number on the right Sabaton.
Read it to me.
E50,000 number.
We have a make and a number. That's something. You can use the radio cinema when it's done. You can use it for us.
Alright.
Are you sure?
Boot under the arm.
stench fills your as you push, an unseen sound comes from above.
Stop!
You boot.
Pull his head off.
Brutal!
This is a bad idea,
We're
isn't
going
it?
to pull his head off.
Homo!
Do what? I'm not.
Pull his head off. There's no point in performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the case. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? investigation.
Better safe than sorry.
Detective. There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
He does make a
You're
good point.
sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the can probably be better.
Steal dead man's boots, but that. Honor!
Alright then, you can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points
Honor.
there aren't? Don't be naive. You still feel as though there might be some points. There are.
Well, here once we open this boots then.
Processing care of them. The more will yield of fights. Should we continue?
Back off and look at the
The
cards.
cadaver slowly twists the cargo belt. His torso covered in tattoos and extremities blotched pink and blue.
We're not getting this, to be fair. That's like one of the difficult tasks we want. Inspect the belt.
The hangman's nose is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester into ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo. It's used for cargo.
I'm asking how I know. Used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on for strapping cargo to them.
Which kind for air transport? My brain tells
The
me
local
so.
rotors to shuffle containers around. They use without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
To be fair, that's probably the case. Second degree. Don't know if it's second degree murder or first degree murder. We don't even, to be honest. We're assuming Doc works from the.
The brief suggested politically motivated by the ongoing strike.
Total. Nothing remains. Has undergone total annihilation. Don't forget, Kim, I forgot literally everything.
Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
Alright. He's gonna brief. For any of you still watching, that's him to catch up. You sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with
Afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, power strands. This makes getting him down more than I had assumed.
to even get him up there.
A noose is one of those things easier to use one way or
It's the buckle trying to tie the belt to the branch. Did they climb up in the kid's ladder? Point to one of the
that ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they sewed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Back off and look
The
at the
cadaver
corpse.
hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp, in tattoos. Intricate web of blue light stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of this is higher around his heart by stars,
Will mine be marked by?
alcohol, and heartbreak.
That's bad. That is sad.
A map of the stars.
He
I do
turns
see
around.
some great century mistake, maybe. But this is more particular. Customized somehow.
Turns around to breathe, I think, closer, and then he says,
Someone left out most of the night sky. In it, through person, this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
I'm missing something here.
Go ahead.
Why are you pulling out?
This piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword, unsheathed. Small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
A triggered sunshine.
Triggered, the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera looks familiar somehow.
Basically, he's got a camera.
No? What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
Produces a place side of the apparatus. Shines.
So nobody move. I don't waste one.
Ah, we don't have much. Adjusting then?
A shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small handful of glass. See streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it. Yes.
And well,
There is only one. Wisely.
Contains insight to the by his build, I'd say physical violence. He wanted his body to tell what was important to him. It is his letter. But
have it later without the corpse smell.
don't lose it.
Hey!
The glossy eye looks by, his mouth mute, and his skin as colorful chemical rainbow on the team of opportunistic organisms.
Okay, let's stop and look at the
An
tattoo.
intricate web of blue lines
Okay.
stretches across the torso. If to re-examine the tattoos, looking give you a better view.
We can do in the eye.
His eyes are white and blind to the world. Sockets. There is no one home, just subaquariums there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His from the organic side. His head grin has is an unrecognizable mess.
On, don't tell me.
Is dead silent. You have no idea.
Come
Who
on.
is he? He is male, 450, with an athletic build.
As you distance yourself from its stem, is like a shark.
Just squint and take a.
As you know, eyes, he burrs a violent mess of green and pink. Only
There.
the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green, cold spring air.
Squinting, come on.
Squinting, officer.
His hands and his face and hands are his eyes. The rest
Oh,
of
you are trying to... See.
To focus, an explosion of color, marbled. His stomach appears pregnant with something like liquid.
I think.
I think he's dead. Something coming.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid into it.
Oh, dear.
The victim appears to have gained no more than
Talking about shh.
If he went to the toilet, some sort of death.
maybe.
Doesn't really want to dwell on it. It's gotten beat up. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquent made for
Riddles, coin slot.
Dead.
part of the world. He dead.
That was a time ago and ended.
But right, yes.
This is an enhanced piece of conception. Think.
He was upright immediately. Death. Blood has gathered on his hands and feet. Neck. Noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in. The hypostasis hanging. That's what I think. There's always a chance. Check for ligament marks on his neck. To get him down first.
Okay.
But there is no breath. Only the cadaver, the air, and your nostrils.
Okay, let's see if we can. Ah! I wasted that. How do we get him down?
And before you is naked,
This is very worth
for a
it.
pair of pants and white boots.
I'm
His
safe
skin,
coming.
the fish lips stay silent.
Screw it. This is my stream, and there isn't much happening, so I safe coming this whole time. I will safe come this one time. If you can do to stop me. There is actually some story about you guys
There
seeing
he
it.
still is, looking at you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated.
About to blow!
As you breathe in, the air comes over you.
Active. After 7 days, yes.
The man before you
I'm just going to.
clearly.
Indeed.
The lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not any notebook. It's a classic.
Thanks, Super.
So-
No.
Ceramic plate. Under the hill. Locals keep a lookout for these pieces.
Maybe
There are
we just
more field information. This is one thing he... No,
Nice. Makes sense.
you...
Clearly, Kuno would.
It is requested... Not too much, yes. Situation, I agree. For us to find out. My initial report... Something...
Not actually. He's
I agree. This equipment is way what it is. We've requested full
for the northwest of Revolution.
as a way. That's for us to find out. Just something as script to keep.
Actually, that.
Now, your first in. This equipment beyond what a security guard.
More
It's anything.
Okay.
worlds of tree. The worlds.
Good. We have a make number. That's something.
Alright.
We can use the radio in my kidney.
This feels the stench.
Stop!
Brutal!
You're going to put is that what are you to achieve anyway?
Something different. Are we not checking?
You already found a number. Besides, there's no way you're getting.
Sure, there's a way to peel them off.
You know
But
what?
first, the body needs to be down.
Actually,
And second, alright then, you can pay the hostel bill in. Of course, you still feel
Processing will take care of.
the cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt.
respect the.
This is a steel reinforced cargo lash.
Airlifting.
Apparently,
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. The brief suggested as much. Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get. I was afraid. Think a noose is one of those things. That ladder can
hangs from a cup,
Second
and
test.
in is called alcohol
Stars.
as a
Go ahead.
thin piece.
It you get
Triggered is the
an instant call. I have only body move. I don't want to waste.
a sound, shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a
Case needed. Yes, it is pretty cool.
There is only
Stands inside to the victim person. By his
a eyed corpse looks by. His dark brown hair. The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself. As you narrow you, only the lower.
Oh.
The monster.
That sounds about right. Good tourniquet.
Sure he wasn't.
There's always a chance.
Something's coming
The victim,
The fuck?
out.
Talking
You went to the
about.
toilet.
maybe. I do.
Stop. He means you fucked him up.
But there is no.
Okay, so we're caught up. Now, we are going to do this one way or
The man before you is naked, but for a picture,
Come
the
on.
lips of the corpse
Are you kidding me?
swollen.
sorry. I really want this to succeed. I think it's worth it to actually like the story. The whole point of this is to just and I'm going to save Scum. This is it. All
The man before you is naked, but
congratulate me on.
gone.
Ah, there we go. Okay, why similar to our reptilian brain? Where have you gone?
To the yonder,
And where is that?
in past, out west.
See, you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
You are now.
There is nothing about jokes either.
Oh, who were you when you were alive?
Killer, a motherfucker, and a killer.
Another question.
Hobo.
What is happening?
What do you mean? Power of your
Black frothy licorice bubbling.
imagination.
Oh, so this is just a sign. Should we add schizophrenia to our list of mental illnesses?
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you! And imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those
Why do I love questions so much?
because you're a proper Rooney. Look at all of them go. Question. Coming right. Rooney. Getting upbeat now.
It's actually
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Rooney's obviously not who I am.
Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
Could I really be Harry?
You- Brother Copo.
It says my Harry. That means something. Well, it says a lot of stuff, to be honest. Why do I feel I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you
So this is more for our backstory. We probably have an X. I'm guessing, aren't we? Some sort of. You can put two together. So we've had some. There's something terrible happened to us, and yeah. Who killed you?
did me in, Brother Copo. It was love all along.
You asked me.
Sure, Lobo. I can.
What?
Face, motionless. Look in my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Two dudes. Case is all I have. I literally just woke up with in my room earlier today. It's still the same.
I'm all you have? Then you truly lost it all, brother. You let the world drag it all away from you. And
it left, you pissed away. And here we are.
And you ask me a question.
Lobo, I can ask you a question. Look at my face.
He told me.
You're a sick of shit, Lobo. You're doing this because there is nothing else to do. Everything else is over. It's just me, Sean Lobo, looking at my
The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile. Face rotates to you slowly. Oh dear.
fuck no. When you were into something that
I hate you. You think
was someone.
Disease. Harlan is grown up miraculously.
figures
Out of that one. Do I?
A child
No, not quite. Sure I do. You just don't get it. I like Poe. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. Oh, see me in your dreams.
oh dear. Guessing we don't have very good dreams. Probably aren't so great. Anyway, so I thought you guys, it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting just to see our characters, well, you know what it is, but see our character's mental state and see and his progression. Basically, he has a lot of self-doubt and
The
self-hatred.
man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white. His skin is marbled with decaying and blotched. On his chest, of tattoos. To hang him from the tree looks reinforced.
Get him down.
Preliminary examination of the cadaver. We might down.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso covered in tattoos and blotched pink and
We don't really have anything. I ran through everything.
Of course. You have questions, don't you?
Belt presents a unique cutters, but I don't see a approach to the belt.
actually talent is irritating, annoying, hard.
That's fair. I mean, to be fair, we weren't exactly. At least we have more skill points. We're gonna be using it soon. Using them soon.
The cadaver is a good one up. No one can reach the belt without assistance. There's the question of cleaning the airship structure.
Can't someone?
Someone else? Police?
We are the police.
What was that about processing? Weren't they supposed to boots?
Can you take care of this? Hi.
Think of processing as murderers. Only instead of people, they murder crime scenes. Processing is a working group. They know how to commission and how to work the incinerator in the morgue. It's hard, but I agree with you. The others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. To get him down, fast.
We just saw the branch.
Climb up there and pull the branch?
Yeah. It seems dangerous, doesn't it?
There has to be a less risky way. With less falling down of trees.
Shoot him down?
Yeah! Bang time, pig! Shoot!
How?
Just shoot the bell.
It absolutely not, officer. Not how physics works. It will maybe cut one.
Ow!
Now we're talking. Entertain the Kuno some shit.
They'll miss. The pigs will miss Kuno.
Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's yeah, we're gonna shoot a gun in the middle of like a populated area. What's the worst?
Zadov.
Yeah. Shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant
Kid's victim.
uses a lightweight firearm. Drops a paper in the barrel, Darren stick, and gives the car 5 tucks, securing it. That's a Kiel A99 army produced muzzle loader. Tick, frugal, one of the most common in the world. He then steps back and assumes fellow Stess' position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on.
You did other partner.
Drowned in a shriek off of the surrounding parts as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
Missed.
he feels bad about his eyes just having probably from a young age. You do not console him.
You idiot! Goodbye.
But then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Oh, we are lucky. We didn't. And the victim remains unconscious.
At the windows overlooking the yard.
Mistake put us in an locals. We have eyes on us. Don't do us any favors with that.
But now,
It's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down with assistance.
why didn't you say there's no backup coming? You know what? Give me the gun.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting fire.
The shark then proceeds to let the
Go
pistol.
ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
Only have one.
Obvious pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Take the gun.
Take you fucking banana picker. Take it and shove yourself in the mouth.
Feel the weight
Cold
first.
piece of surprisingly, your fingers fit right through the
Meet all stats
resting
for this.
on
No. Tell him to shoot himself in the
Gun
the
back.
buckle comes into focus in your sight. You stand with your feet planted firmly in and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
View narrows and slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the noon light. The corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sync up. Down hypnotically.
He's crying. You gonna cry now? Agony.
I'm gonna make this dump. Come on. Yeah!
Explodes into tiny
Yes!
pieces, coming loose with a whir.
That was awesome.
Hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you.
Yes.
Yes.
Now answer the question. Who killed you, body?
Communism.
Come. So, the loved you. What?
It takes a millisecond for the association within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from. Only that it's right.
I must cover for them if it's communism.
Then the muscles is up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a stench.
How did I do that?
By being a damn good shot. Ace is
The lieutenant raised his right hand.
This is high. Aerostatic brigades during revolution is used to success in Revachol, especially the gesture spans the world by themselves.
That's interesting. It's literally invented the high five in this universe. Clap it. Yeah.
Lieutenant takes a little while to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
Yeah. Got a problem with it?
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull. It's clear he enjoys.
I know we each other off.
We
No.
will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
Oh,
It looks like I feel like from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilation. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
wait. Field autopsy?
Yes. The 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene. I can't say I'm We should search for prints, maybe.
Points to the string matter.
2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts. Field autopsy will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
Aces high. We'll have to get that one later, because right now, we have to internalize communism.
The
Cops are gonna cut his shit up now.
And final, the coroner's case to the district morgue. God, this stinks.
Don't we have someone else with the autopsy?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability. The entire from crime scene to scene. We do it all.
Literally, there is no one else. Just us. Honorary
An
rank.
honor and a burden attached to your rank. Mine is lieutenant detective, unfortunately. I can't tell you how tired I am of this corpse.
I don't think I'm a
With
detective.
shooting like that? Of course you are. Your station would not have assigned you to this case otherwise.
Alright.
In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though.
Oh?
I would also suggest to interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative. But we've already done that, so good for us. 1 down, 1 to go.
Famous list of finished
Yes.
areas?
And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Alright. Form the field autopsy. Will need to be filled in 3 parts. Alright. That's amazing. We got another skill point. Excellent. We will use it once we need to do something. Meantime.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
We're gonna need more visual calculus. Meantime, let's wander around before we get to that body. Actually, let's see. There should be something we can find eventually. Alright, let's tell the lady about our progress. Woohoo!
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Body's down!
Down? Do you mean the body is finally gone?
Sadly, no.
Absolutely gone.
No, the body is down from on the ground, sorry.
Oh, right. Can you tell me when you've taken him away then?
No. Do not report back to this random civilian about anything.
You must flex your authority! Anyways. Who the heck is this dude? wander around a sewer grate, a gateway to the filth. What's this? Gloves, fingerless gloves for electrochemistry. These gloves are better. Oh wait! Don't want to preserve it. What's going on here? Bridge is closed, and this thing isn't.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque.
Bridge is cut off.
This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal.
Well, we can take care of that later. We'll cross the bridge when we have to later. Find the glasses! What's in here? Ooh, money! Ah, there we go. Wild pines. Explore this stuff later. Right now, we've got a body to focus on. Well, I'll just save and use visual calculus to check out whatever's up with that. Yo, visual calculus. Wait. Come on. There it is. Need those boot prints.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots.
Let's...
Anyway, wow. Still not doing it. You're bad at this.
It's so complicated. I keep failing.
Maybe you keep failing because you suck.
No! It's because I'm internalizing communism and everything looks like reaction to me. I need to stop trying
There are several footprints in the mud.
Oh gosh, that's why I saved. So I can save scum. Anyway, now that I've got this, I'm going to temporarily stop internalizing communism so that I can check out.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by
let's
work
get an
boots.
exact count.
Maybe
Yes.
more than 12. No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Let's go over them one by one.
Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46.
So, steel-toed boots.
2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43.
Interesting.
4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46.
So what do you mean?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
Count more.
5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44.
Ah, these are shoe sizes.
6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41.
Female.
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
I'm pretty good at this, aren't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn it in a strange, beautiful way.
Super, like, TV show level investigation here.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
Most people like average size, except for one person who's really small and lightweight, and one person who's like must be really fat, I'm guessing.
8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
I see. This person has more experience.
How many?
You've been tracking your eye movements.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
Same guys are going back and forth.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
A light one, number 41 shoe.
A woman? Or a kid?
I don't think there's a way to be sure.
Understood. Anything else?
Heavy one, 200 kilogram.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
That's a good point, Kim.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Maybe one of them was carrying him over.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Why did they have to carry him over?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe the victim was unconscious.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
An aberration. One soul is... Wait.
200?
He might be right.
I can't see any prints fitting the armor boots the victim was wearing, can you? Someone had to carry him. Are any of the other prints deep enough?
Actually, I don't know.
An obese person is becoming less. I can't see any. Which ones?
None of them.
I think we have arrived at a conclusion here. Possibly.
But why?
Let it be.
There are 8 pairs of...
200?
He might be right.
Possibly.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Okay.
You have a point there. Anyway, it's something to consider. What else can you see?
An aberration. One soul smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul.
Yeah. So the odd soul is...
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
a drummer.
He regrets it the moment he says it.
Don't say anything, just nod.
I don't know why I said that. We are not looking for a drummer. We are looking for a group of dock workers. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on right.
Ah. Interesting. If only I had come up with that idea.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machine...
We should keep our eyes open around
Engines
the
turned
traffic
off.
jam.
Change
See
the
whether
engine
anyone
turned off.
strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent. How old do you think these tracks
A
are?
week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy. Isn't it strange to have your assumptions confirmed like this? This is what someone whispering suggestions in your ear would like you to feel.
We should withhold being content.
The lieutenant is saying something. but you can't hear it. Suddenly, it seems like your tie is alive again, whispering, no, screaming into your ear.
Ty, what are you doing?
What? Withhold being content? What are you? Mild to moderately disabled? That doesn't feel like something you should do.
Shut up, necktie.
Live a little. Everything on the damn crime scene fits like a glove. You should get shit-faced on this damn crime scene.
Like how you know what? I like this, but maybe we could. It doesn't involve getting drunk.
Regardez la He wants to have fun without alcohol. That won't be fun. That'll be boring and sad.
Are you sure?
Detective?
Clutch your necktie. I'm experiencing a mild malfunction, Lieutenant. I'm going to lose my tie. It'll pass. Can you hold on for a moment?
The lieutenant looks at you curiously. A beat passes in silence. The wind blowing. The cargo belt squeaking.
Keep internalizing.
The lieutenant doesn't understand what's happening right now. You're twisting at your tie, looking sweaty even by your standards. He needs to say something.
I agree. Our assumptions could be wrong. Better not to have them confirmed just yet. Do you see anything else?
We've been through all of it. Yeah, that was that.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it?
You know the rest of his armor is?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
Kuno's fuckgimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
What do you mean threw it
Kuno
away?
tried to get the helmet on. It was too big.
Form the kick off an imaginary helmet.
Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
You threw it in the sea?
Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
Yeah, you could have sold it.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate.
You mean troubadour?
Yeah, cock in boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending like he cares about cows. So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gate, ask him yourself.
The jolly misc. What?
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
Tell me I was...
Kuno's doing chat day. Kuno day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
There are contusions all over his body. Did you do that?
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
Grabs his head like it's suddenly hurting.
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
A contusion is a bruise. I'm talking about the marks or stones left on the corpse.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing. This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
You hear the lieutenant hum.
Let's talk something
You're
else.
testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
You shot down the body. Figure out what's going on with this kid. What is going on with him?
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
What's going on? I'm intrigued.
No!
You'll shit behind the fence hacks like she's coming after a ball.
Told him about it and now he knows your name.
The city's not fucking lame. You are lame. Kuno's tired of defending Rage City from... Just fuck off, alright?
Rage City.
And fuck you too, putting Kuno on the spot like that. Kuno doesn't need to fucking explain his shit. Kuno's king. He rules here. Fuck did you want?
Explain himself? As if explaining some kind of work? Some kind of avant-garde work way ahead of its time?
I'm intrigued.
You must get to the bottom of this one of these days. Sadly, it's unlikely to happen today.
Oh,
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I can always get that improved later. Communism still. Well, let's hope we don't need visual calculus when it comes to observing the body.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Memory loss.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Muindi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis Diso, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
What? Why don't you know? What do
You must have me confused with the Copperpedia.
Who's the Copperpedia? I think I need to talk to him.
You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
Oh dear. Clap your gloved hands. Let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Alright.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Alright, show him the red field autopsy formula.
That's right.
Tell me something good.
Shoot, Looney Rooney!
Which was it that killed you? Then love or communism? You said love killed you, but then you fell down when you said it was when you fell down.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
You really need to learn the difference, buddy. This is embarrassing.
Oh.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
Open your ledger at the field autopsy.
The dead
form.
man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts.
Skill points are too low.
Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Begin 1, assistant.
That's you.
Write the initials. HDB.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Orders number.
KK57 0803 dot 0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Shouldn't we file under me? Technically, I arrived at 16 before you.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? 11:11. It's meaningful. 10:15. It's understated.
is seriously, none of you could like come up with like when it was supposed to be. Understated. What does that mean? 11/11?
Good. Let's go with that.
The lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number.
NA. Next.
Date of birth?
NA.
Age?
Roughly 50.
Right.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
Race?
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Write it
The
down.
pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex?
Fucky!
Little monster explained by genetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Right, male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
They're trying to. I can actually write down in official records what those guys are saying, but we're gonna be professional. Date of
We're
death?
still going with March 4th. 51.
March 4th, 51.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
HDB 41 0803.1111 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment?
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment?
Interfering with the body position or wounds post-mortem.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed.
Shut up,
Don't
authority.
overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
I'm not so sure. Don't think it's okay he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Looks undead man. Just
The system recognizes this gesture. It's the Stations of the Breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed.
you somehow are able to like psychically communicate with each other. Their means unknown.
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else.
Family murdered?
And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Well, we got some other stuff we need to. I want to run down the time on some of these, on some of our internal thought patterns. So we should talk to some people. He said something about a driver, so let's talk to him.
Hello again, man. What's on your mind?
Where are you hauling?
Time, relax. He's merely joking.
Can't even get a... They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilmaran market lately.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
He ain't one of us drivers.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out. The man taps his fingers.
Oh dear. We've got time to run down. I want visual calculus at full strength. But who are these two people?
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
Covers mouths to hide a bird.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to angry old René first.
Angry old René.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
Two old men apparently like throwing balls. Someone's chewing on a
I'm
sandwich.
trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
Better observe them
See?
first.
Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
Throw the metal ball to a smaller wood ball in the sand, missing by
Could the objective of the game be to throw the metal ball so it lands by the wooden ball?
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
Guys, to measure the
I
throw.
hope you pass out from it. You goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
We cannot have weakness. Something told me we're not gonna like this guy. Don't ask me why, but something tells me we're not going to like him. And at the very least, we've gotten this taken care of. Breakthrough imminent. Oh my, once we finish this conversation.
Trying to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. This must be the age-old game of petanque.
Alright. Uh-oh. Let's get involved.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work.
Feel the ball.
cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
Taking
A
the
chilly
shot.
breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
Is there time for one last glance? Who am
An
I?
embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
Inertial could not be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let it go. Be the bullet. Wait. Oh no. Oops. That was...
Merde! Bordel de merde!
The old soldier is not rage.
A whorehouse of shit.
Oh.
What the hell is your problem?
We could try, right? Try that, that's for sure.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
I'm sorry.
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play petanque with 5 pool.
I thought it was shot, but...
Well, it damn well isn't. It's petanque. You ruined a petanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
Okay, I'll try and fix this.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
Yes, why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder.
Actually, that's a good point, Rhetoric. Do you know anything about the man who hanged Yourself in the backyard of the whirling and rag.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
This man's wearing like an old military uniform. Something tells me he's a bootlegger. And judging by what he's saying.
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
So what about policewomen?
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties.
Better not be implying the women are unfit for field work.
I am merely stating that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain more challenging tasks than women.
What?
Remaining headstrong, making decisions on the spot, or even tackling physical obstacles are a few examples of such challenges.
You're a bit of an asshole, aren't you, old man?
There's no point in getting angry at nature, officer. This is just the way we are made.
You can be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
You know what crater?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
It's a crater left by artillery fire.
Why what?
So
because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
Maybe we can do this history lesson later.
Fine. What do you want now, then?
Thank you for your time.
Jamais vu. The
All right.
Jamais vu. Opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Are we in an alternate world? And soon, socioeconomics will be learned. Anyway, let's go click everything. Enormous bowels worthy of a real man. Not bad, Renee. You might stand a chance this time. Leave the old men alone as we click on everything. Look. The cover stands a very muscular man, surrounded by flame. Look at the rose and pistol dame on its cover. Basically just like ridiculous books stuff. This is a book about pate. Don't know what that is. This book, you don't understand what it's about, nor does it seem that important. The book's about Baldero culture. It promotes freedom and roaring upstream. Book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Big Brother time. Keep side our marching east pier to roundabout north. The ad reads broken windows. Tip says windows. I can't do. I'm the job for every man. Sure you are, dude. Sure you are. Place lost to boil. Anyway, this communism is gonna take a while, alright. Still got a few minutes left on the old communism generator. 12 minutes to be exact. Don't want to speak to the old man until we've internalized and get XP for it. Lonely comer surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Belly of the boat shines like it was recently painted. Capeside apartments. So these are the Capeside apartments. The Rue d'Aint Saint Galicien, roundabout north. Not quite sure what that means. Inside the frame of motorcycle and repairs. Looks like there was construction here once, decades ago. Go! Stocking reserved for residents of rent-reducing Gosling 33. That must be the rich people place. Your room in the whirling is much bigger than this. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in all your life. This boat achieves with her personal vehicle. It's worth more than I could ever make in my lifetime. That is a bit depressing. Oh, we can come this way.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
No, why would you even say that?
And why are you sneaking up on me like that? It's not a good idea to scare me, pig. Not a good idea at all. Trying to sneak...
I'm sure it isn't. I'm just 10 minutes left. I'm bored, Kuno. I'm sure you are now that we've gotten your toy down. Or, well, the body down. Consider it a toy.
Hello again, officers. Have you...
I have not. Picking up trash. It's our duty to pick up litter. As a cop, I'm gonna clean up the streets. But no one never said it couldn't be literal.
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Oh dear. Fair, this stuff should be recycled, not put in the trash. Goods from the lorry litter the shroud. Bush Winter, please use main entrance. Don't know who this guy is, we'll talk to him on the way out. Jump jams a popular in whiskey industry. A most able-bodied men, the issue holds. Welcome to River Shoal. What is he? Why is he saying? He says that to us a lot. We're not exactly new around here. What does he mean by that exactly? Yellow roses, dozens too. Tulips.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Assigns your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a...
Yay, bit more money. Hopefully we'll be have 20 real by tomorrow. There's a secret rookie in there. 3 T's, how idiomatic. Oh, that's probably the strike going on over there. We'll get to that after we finish speaking to this guy.
Welcome to Revachol.
Now, a rounded man. The remark isn't addressed to you, it's addressed to the lieutenant. Hey, I know Revachol, that's where we are. Don't you
welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while his ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
What happened? What's happening? You sound angry, Kim.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
He's right. You're undermining our best shot, real self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave.
So the dog whistle, basically.
But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you...
Let's see, I want to actually, go through all the dialogue options to get some understanding of why what this dude is saying actually is racist.
Welcome to Revachol.
Announces the racist lore driver. It just says right in the name.
Don't
Why are you trusting my partner
welcome
like
to
that?
Revachol me. My grandfather, every school of thought and government has failed.
Tell him.
It's men like you. What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
You're undermining our best shot, real self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Revachol.
I know exactly what... But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Fucking hey, Kim, I've got your back. Give a punch on the shoulder.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lore man spits. I can imagine he's also homophobic.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Yeah, that's settled. We have a couple questions.
Whatever you say, officers.
Waits and passing a cigarette, swallowing his fingers.
You could ask him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching. Maybe he was present.
I found this mug in the trash. Yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy. I haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
This is the racist, yellow man mug. Basically, think similar to a depiction of a stereotypical depiction of Asian people. Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, mine.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
Let me see the soul.
Been admiring the Stompers, huh? Sure thing. Check them out.
Look at the soul.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern.
What's up with the soul?
It's Revachol.
You get boots like that?
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
Intricate triangle that treads the... But why?
For when the invasion comes, the last thing they'll see before the lights go out is illustrious Revachol.
It doesn't look like the lieutenant cares. He just makes a little note.
What is this invasion anyway? Sounds like more immigrant bashing.
Hey man, you know, there are all sorts of invasions. I thought we could rely on the cops. We're in this together, whether you realize it or not. Been admiring...
You can just make
it sure is.
Why?
For when the...
It doesn't look like...
You do understand you're stomping on Revachol
just makes a little note.
Every day, don't you?
No, it's not like that. You don't get it. It's when I kick them, you know? Oh, fuck it. It's too complex for you.
What do you?
Not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
How long has this been going on?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month. 2 months, maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
You just towards the lorries when you said last part. What kind of car are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Sounds like a cover story to me.
Look, as detective, I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient rights and privileges.
Lose his patience for explaining.
Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just regular, Koiko-picked apples.
Damn, you're not gonna get more out of them on this. He's put up the wall of racism.
Been admiring.
You can just...
It sure is. For when...
It doesn't look like the...
Hey man, you know, there are all sorts
what
of...
are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. Apples.
Apples.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other
Just
questions?
something about the rights and privileges of
Oh,
lords.
yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter. Had a royal license and everything. We've tried to hold on to our privileges.
So basically you mean the privileges granted you by the dead monarchy. Hold on, what's a cart?
Someone with a cart. What did you think it was? That's how deep into history our thing reaches. Before machines.
So that's a privilege?
Sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient. Very prestigious.
It's a kind of union?
Hell no. It's a guild. Invitation only. Unions work for the rich fucks. They're basically the same. Been trying to fuck us out of our heritage in the name of profit, but you can't replace experience.
How do they work for the rich when yours is more...
Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck them right up the ass. Mark my words. Generations of practice and no laughing matter. Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was someone with... Not at all. We're part
So
of
you're in a
it. Goddamn right. They've been trying. Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck them right up the ass. Mark my words. Generations of practice and no laughing matter.
However, you're definitely not running around with carts anymore. What was that argument about?
It's about biological determinism. Natural law. The sorting of the races.
So there we go. That's
Not
the ground.
the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Ah, so you're a racist. Makes sense.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. Huh? The
Yeah.
science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it.
I've read books about... That means that my hatred of others is justified.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
What else have you thought up?
So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources.
Yeah, and what's the problem with that then?
The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Isn't that just... According to your own theory of, like, racial conflict, doesn't that... According to your theories, might makes right. So, if they're mightier, that makes them right. But I suppose it doesn't work the same when you're on the other end of the foot, now does it?
Cultural victory? What is this then?
What is this
It's
cultural
what
victory?
the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves.
So if you have studied the alt-right at all, this is probably sounding like really familiar. There was this whole idea of like cultural Marxism, basically the idea of like our culture is going to be replaced by foreign cultures. They're going to take over, and the Bolsheviks and the Marxists, they're going to destroy our culture and weaken us to make it easier for foreign cultures to come in and supplant us, and whatever crazy nonsense they're on about. So,
It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new subrace, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
yeah. Funny thing is, it actually works the opposite way. Pretty much if you just keep everyone separate long enough, you will then get separate species after enough time. And take probably like thousands of years at least. But it actually works the opposite. Works the opposite way, but then again, these guys don't actually study science. They just study whatever helps justify their ideas. Also, it's like, I'm actually mixed, and funny, like, they're the most mixed people, they're dangerous. Yeah. Anyway, you can go fuck yourself.
Don't push your luck, runt.
I'm a fucking cop, man. You hide from me because you're scared of the big bad commies. So I'm the one keeping your face from getting stomped in every day. I wouldn't recommend pissing me off. Speaking of which,
Mazovian social
oh my god. Play like Soviet anthem, something like that.
0.000% of communism has been built. Evil, child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
So we are now very good at analyzing how the world sucks. We can't make the world better. But we can't understand how it sucks. I suppose that's better than nothing. Reaction everywhere. For those of you who are unfamiliar, those of you not like into politics, basically reaction is basically stands for reactionaries reacting to progress. That's what that's supposed to mean. But now, we've heard that guy. Welcome to River Show! Huh. Welcome my ass. Anyway, let's finish taking care of this body. We want to get this thing taken care of before the end of the night. Someone's trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse. Can't blame them. This winch mechanism is confined. Is oxidizing for some years, and we cannot get up there. Oh, little crap show.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
Okay, let's finish this autopsy.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
External examination. Summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
Turns on one side, checks the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
They want to see some, they want porn for free.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Oh dear.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50 .100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Write it
Tattoos.
down. Meat planted on the side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
Write it down.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Write it down.
Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing.
Write it
Body hair
down.
is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse hair from moving
The
on.
hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch.
Make
Wet.
just stroke his hair
The
gently.
stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove,
I
like
gotta do-
thread off a rag doll's head.
I gotta do some weird stuff for you
There
guys.
must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
Keep petting.
More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape. There, dead man. You were someone's child. It's all over now.
You're there, baby.
The lieutenant watches you in silence.
I'm having a moment, Kim. Don't. Well, actually, I'm gonna add the oil.
That was some sick shit, Sekopa.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Sorry about this, Kuno, but truth is, your rocks weren't like what we would consider high velocity.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. He stares, cutting into polished cinches forward. After all, dive them checking after
The
the cut.
steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
May I try?
It's no use. We should get chain cutters. You can try with them. I have a pair in the toolbox of my kinema. Damn corpse. We had a good rhythm going.
Okay, we gotta get the chain cutter. Speed train, Kuno leaving station. Approaching darkness. Let's get this done. I want to get this done with him today. And then we can, like, talk to the union people tomorrow.
Inside, you see levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the few
Pull out to the
door
left.
slides out from under the seat and clicks into.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Rubber-handled chain
The
cutter.
handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
Kim, how do I turn on the headlight?
Alright. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage. The dashboard lights up, orange glow. The raised growl.
Yeah, I could barely hear I could barely hear the dialogue. Press the button
The
on the
lights
headlight.
unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Well, there you go.
Precinct 57, how may I assist you?
Can you run a serial number from a pair of armored boots for me?
Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it.
E1000. Yeah, basically this.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
The
Thanks.
International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
What?
Just a moment,
Connect me to the
officer.
fort first.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
I'd like to discuss.
Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question. Over.
Wait, before you say anything stupid, think it through.
What's there?
You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
Hold on. Are you alone in the room? I need some confidential information.
That's a negative, sir. I got 10-12 visitors present here. Over.
Oh dear.
Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Alright, close the door. Got this taken care of. Let's do it.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, a shimmering iridescent pattern appears. One you've definitely seen before.
Oh.
It's not unlike the pattern from the racist lorryman's boots. A stylized map of Revachol.
There she is. Revachol West.
Bit of note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Looking at the shimmering
The
streak.
rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Wait, look around
You
you.
catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds. Two men engaged in a drunken argument, followed by the closing of some distant window.
Ah, Martinez at night.
Where are we on this?
Let me see.
Take the ledger from one inspector.
Right here.
I'm sure I've seen worse.
Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
Look at the performations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows. So basically, this is not the worst part of the city. This may look bad, but this is not the most terrible it can be. Have different
The
rows.
first row has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
I'm just...
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
At the
There are
individual.
so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
What the last,
The last row has 3 perforations. As you look at them, you feel your index finger reflexively contract 3 times.
Seems like something I've done before.
And something you'll do again before this is all over.
Hey Kim, what do these holes mean? Point to the dots on the
Those
mark.
are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Wait, 18 years I've done this?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
I feel like I just went around apologizing all the time.
Maybe you were a diplomat. Or in PR. Doesn't matter, I suppose. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see... Wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot. even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
I used to be good. That's some solace, I guess. What's the last number?
You know the answer already. The tingle in your index finger gave it away.
Those are my confirmed kills. 3 of them.
That's right. How did you know?
Because I felt a twitch in my index finger.
Ah, right. Sometimes the brain's able to preserve certain responses even when conscious memory has been, let's say, misplaced. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock Quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
Oh, so we normally kill people? I'm pretty sure we're supposed to, like, not kill people if we can.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers, and for good reason.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Have you ever killed someone?
Yes.
Too? He has declined to elaborate.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
How do you handle
Everyone
the strain?
has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
He'll give you a meaningful...
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Maybe I should find
Why
your
not
hobby.
gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab. The lieutenant nods.
Let's put this away.
I'll go turn off the lights.
Press the remote control on the key. So, the cool thing is, we've got our statistics now. We're sorry cop, we're communist, killed 3 people apparently. We're apparently got 9 in the good cop, 1 honor, 18 years service. Yeah, that's basically, those are our statistics. Now let's put another case on that solved cases list. And take care of this body. I want this body gone before the end of the night.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
Who's pinging me on Discord? Oh, it's a different server.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Now that we have the chain cutters, let's cut the belt.
Cut with as much precision as you can, please.
Well, I'll try. I'll certainly do my best. Best, Kim. No guarantees.
See? Pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Oh no, I don't have any of these left. Look for a good
The
spot.
belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there, steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Let's do this!
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then the lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid. A really, really bad smell is...
Yeah, fuck him! Fuck that faggot! Corpse fucking time!
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
Let him
He
work.
sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck, the dark red ligature mark around it.
Here.
He hands the chin back and kneels close to the body until he comes
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia...
Pulls down the man's
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Inspect the genitals.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Ooh, that's... that last part is... That's congested from the downward collection. What? Write it down, move on.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
This scarring is extensive. Way more than a law officials.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
Move on. Pick up the hand.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from? And what's your name? I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from Cappadocia, and your name is Il Kobo. What can I do for you, Il Kobo di Cappadocia?
Oh, that's one name. I am the ultimate cop. Just put cop in the name, I guess. It's good when to hold your hand. Did you like my structure?
I did, Kobo, I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy, before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there. We should do this more often. Be close like this. I mean...
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Write it down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal examination.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
And the moral of the story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
I'll just write in there then.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
You begin to pry open the dead man's jaw. He stops to exert more force. Both hands.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Right, look down inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Look deeper
It's
inside.
hard, Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something inside.
There are ancient mysteries there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Write it down.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Why don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse stomach with a mixture of disgust.
Hepato means and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts.
Am I an expert in those things?
Nothing in your alcohol-soaked memory directs to having forensic expertise on either one.
Neither am I.
That's it?
That's it. Same for toxicology and serology. And unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
No. Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Add an ask toxin.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
I'll omit the vomit.
What's next on the list?
As much as it'd be fun. Now, we need to heal up because we just took an injury. Let's go heal. Probably take these out of my hand. We'll deal with whatever strike tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Once we finish the autopsy, we'll call it a night. Not just in game, but IRL too. Sure, we have enough money
You
to...
see several packaged raincoats.
We need meds.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol. A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the
It's not a good
wall,
place for recovering.
inviting you closer.
For recovering addict.
Guess not, no.
Interesting.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Don't ask. Don't look. Don't do anything here. Just go away. Get back to work.
I'm just gonna listen to you,
A
Volition.
small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs.
Can I have...
They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Can I have some Nosafed?
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Okay, now that we've healed our health, we can resume work. Inland Empire is going to somehow do something for us. Not quite sure what. We really do need more skill points. I have to just wander around, look for more bubbles if it comes to it.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. Bits of cargo belt lie on the ground around him. His body is supine and open to intrusion, but
Yeah, we know.
the lieutenant adjusts
Get
his
back to work.
glasses and
Description
takes
of
a deep
injuries, summary.
breath.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fills. Leave a 4th one too.
What about the injuries we've inflicted?
So we inflicted them?
Okay, I haven't.
Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters.
Isn't that sloppy?
Be pedantic if you like, it doesn't matter. No one else is going to investigate this man's murder. And if they do, such details would only confuse them.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Boy, not to
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries. Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Write it down.
And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal, post-mortem.
Right. Next?
What's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Around the
The
page
corpse
back.
lay slouched.
Okay, we've got... I need those... Alright, let's get some. Ancient fountain doesn't pump water anymore, there's a tree in it. Helpline to a company that controlled the drawbridge. And isn't doing much of anything. Water lock out of order until Wednesday at 7:15 a.m. Roy's Pawn Shop. Fast cash for faster times. Hydraulic leak on the roof. Slush and rain has almost washed them off. Just gonna walk right through here. Splatter of bullet holes line the wall. Garden hose won't be of use until the snow melts. What did I do it up there? I'll talk to him later. I have to take care of the body. Chains it, beaten by rotten wood. Another splattering of footholes on this wall. There's a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. That door will be of use later. These barrels are half full of rainwater. Snooker could be a witness. Talk to him. Later. Just one more. Take care of the statue once we have. We'll look at the statue once we have more time. The bold slogan Humanex cover at the truck. Now we got an extra skill point we can spend. Wonderful. Let's go finish that autopsy. Especially now that we got the skill point, we can do the stuff we want.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. Bits of cargo belt lie on the ground around.
Oh, yeah, we know.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes...
Okay, summaries.
Bite marks, contusions on head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck.
Ligature mark. Finish 3.
Dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
Oh no. Something told me he died some other way. Nothing.
He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's neck.
Why do you say that?
I'm serious. I don't think it was injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Why weren't his hands tied? A big man like this. I would tie his hands when marching gallows.
Yeah, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Wait, how did it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
What now?
I need a copy of the autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
We got a copy of the autopsy.
For processing.
Processing. He holds it, looks at the dead man one more time, then it's the paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
He's thinking, did I miss something? You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Okay. Perception. Okay, I might save scum for this simply because I want to
The man is
the story.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Perception.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. The genitals in his breeches continue to be.
Picture.
Can't get enough of.
Do you think we missed?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Yes, something we're not
Okay,
seeing.
well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination. It would have to be.
Fuck are you looking at?
Only if all else fails.
No. They don't know.
Kuno looks like he gets around.
Hurry. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour.
We don't do that. Because thankfully I got this perception.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You really ought to wait until the cadaver is...
I actually do want to get this. I know it's cheating, but I have a schedule to maintain. Gosh darn it. If only I had something to prove my perception.
The lieutenant lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on.
You run your hand.
This is ridiculous. To be fair, I am trying to make like an next to impossible check with very little.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You run your hands over the...
Okay, just ignore me for... Might want to tune out for a minute or two. I could just send off the body, but it'll be easier for us if we don't. We can save scum, but hey, there's no one in chat telling me I shouldn't, so I'm going to do it.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Legendary, that's probably one of the reasons why.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Total. Basically, we need... Oh gosh, we need some... The odds really are against us. There's no way to get more XP. I've gotten all the XP I can.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. Your arms reach out and your eyes close.
I was about ready to just tell
the
Lieutenant to take him away.
It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh. First with your fingertips. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What is this? I think this is pretty cool, so I think you guys might want to see this.
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around. You pick it between your fingers. The mess is even larger than your nose. Very porous, somehow. Like it's about to pop. Keep crawling, lest you break it.
Rob his nostrils.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in. You're not far. It'll come to you.
Put your fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Play with it, this feels right.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, fragile, even through the latex. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Abrasion collar.
Kuno is silent.
Touch it with your fingers
A
gently.
black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Put your
Your
finger in.
index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Brainstem?
Yes, that's what this part is called. The
Around
basal
first.
ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex.
Oh dear. He doesn't have a ancient reptilian brain anymore.
This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
Push deeper.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. Gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. This is what he used to regulate his emotions with. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
His voice is
Quivering with awe. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Oh no! Interfacing? I didn't invest in that. Well, at least I got an item bonus. Feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
Which is pocket something. Inspect the skull
There's
first.
a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Lieutenant leans
Forget
closer.
about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a puppet.
Bon, yes! Lay him down gently.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
I got it.
My pig's fucking got it?
What? What is it?
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers.
Honestly, seeing the reaction of the kids actually makes
With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist.
I didn't
Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
I practically did the impossible and you only give me 5 XP for it? Come on, game.
Fucking beautiful.
A bullet.
I was trying to put the small bag marked evidence on it. Drop it in.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-calibre. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Can I have it?
Of course. You deserve it.
Drops the bag. It feels
We
like...
need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
We can say sounds like heaven, which is related to our like suicidal nature. Basically, this we could say this is the way we want to die. This is how we've imagined ourselves dying. But we're not gonna say that. It sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Agreed.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Treatment?
Treatment, officer, is an attempt to manipulate the body after death, to hide the real cause with a false cause. In this case, this injury here.
He points to the mark encircling the corpse's neck. The ligament mark fractured. Belt
Yes,
treatment.
and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Think so?
I did not just come up with this. I've had my doubts since you showed me the tracks, officer. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him? There is no satisfactory explanation. There have been other signs too, small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
Now, if you hadn't found the bullet, which most likely you wouldn't, I mean, I had to save scum, and unless you invested the right stats, you probably wouldn't have gotten it. You probably would have had to, basically you'd have to go through some, like, extra dialogue options, when questioning people to find out what you found out.
We didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there. There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
That's a good point.
To put him out of his misery? It's possible, but it does not explain all the other dubious things here. Lack of struggle, primarily. I may be intellectually sloppy, but I prefer one theory at a time. And this just smacks of treatment to me.
Fair enough. Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why would anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
What happens
We
next?
put him in a bag and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport. I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, detective.
Let's drag him to the cinema. You're finished with it.
All right.
Take the shiny black bag, pulling the plastic over.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Oop, and that's what we do. Excellent. The lady that taking care of the body.
Hello again, officer.
Body is
Like,
gone.
Gone?
It was sent to processing in the morgue.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, officer. Looks like I'll get mint in the ground by April.
I've got to run. Well, we've done it. Of course, we can only still talk to the people of the night, but but for the most part, we're going to stop here. Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. Of course, I'll be uploading this to my YouTube channel. Well, one of my alternate YouTube channels. You can message me for the link if you need it. Those of you who know me on Discord might already have access to it. That should be all. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you sometime in the future as we continue solving this mystery and bringing communism to the world.